Good afternoon, and thank you for being here to support the Wisconsin Badgers and specifically the University of Wisconsin men's hockey program. And thanks to the fans who are watching right now on BTN. I'm Brian Posick, and it's an honor to be here today as we formally introduce the sixth head coach in the modern era of Wisconsin men's hockey, Mike Hastings. We'll hear from Coach Hastings here in just a moment. You know, just a few months ago, Chris McIntosh introduced Luke Fickell as Wisconsin's head football coach. A home run hire, many said. A grand slam hire, said others. Well, from that point until now, the level of excitement for Wisconsin football has been remarkable. And a similar excitement for Wisconsin men's hockey developed last week after news broke that Chris had hired Mike Hastings. A home run hire, many said. A grand slam hire, said others. I know Chris doesn't want to make a habit of hiring coaches, but it seems like he knows how to get it right. Please welcome the Director of Athletics at the University of Wisconsin, Chris McIntosh.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for everybody who's here today to show support on this most exciting day for our hockey program, especially the guys sitting to my left. Thanks for being here today. It was just a couple weeks ago that when asked, I said that we were going to conduct a wide open search looking for someone with proven success. And we did that. We conducted a national search. We had a tremendous amount of interest, an incredible amount of interest. It was just a testament to the opportunity that is here at Wisconsin and a reflection of the history that we have as well as its potential. I'd like to thank Turnkey as they assisted with the search process. They did a great job for us again. I believe this is the fourth time we've used them. And that process led us to one finalist, Coach Mike Hastings. And if we were looking for proven success, oh, did we find it? Did we ever find it? Mike Hastings is a proven winner. Over the last 11 years at Minnesota State, he's been named 3 times the National Coach of the Year. His teams have appeared in 8 NC2A tournaments, 2 Frozen Fours. In 2022, his team was the NC2A runner-up. Mike's teams have won 72% of their games, and that's just while he was at Minnesota State. Everywhere he's been, his teams have won. He knows how to win. But that's just the beginning when you start to talk about Mike. It's all about his work ethic and his humility, who he is as a person, the fit he will have in our department and in our community. One of the things that struck me most about Mike, given all the success, it's always about the players. It's always about the people supporting the program. And it's always about his family. His wife, Jean Ann, who's here today, his daughter, Hannah, and his son, Hudson. It's never about him. That's one of the things that's going to make him a great fit here. He values the same things that we value. He values championship-level hockey, no doubt. But it's about something far more than hockey to Mike. It's about a world-class education, and it's about the ability to have an incredible college experience here at the UW. We have everything we need to be successful here. We have a legendary fan base that loves this program and is hungry. We have support from Badger hockey alum that has been off the charts. I know that our phones have been ringing off the hook since the announcement with support from our brightest stars here. We have a tradition of excellence, 6 NC2A titles, legendary coaches and players, a world-class university, a second-to-none campus experience, and top-notch facilities that are getting better as we speak. But even with all that, Wisconsin has always been about the people. We have the people in place within our program, around our program, and it won't just happen. It's going to take an incredible amount of hard work, and it can't be done alone. There's a need for support. This building, the Kohl Center, needs to be full again. This needs to be the toughest place for opponents to play in the country, and it can be. And if we can do that, all of us together, we can be champions again. Badger fans, let's welcome the Hastings family to the state of Wisconsin and to the Madison community. You're gonna love them, I promise you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Coach Mike Hastings as the 6th head coach to lead our Badger men's hockey program.
Wow. Thanks for being here. I had an opportunity earlier today to meet with a couple of our guys, and on Sunday had an opportunity to start our journey together. And I have to say this, it's an absolute honor to be standing here talking to everybody that took the time to come here, those that are watching, all those alums that have reached out. I promise I'll get back to you. I'm still digging out of that, which is a little bit humbling, on the groundswell of support, on what we all want to try and get accomplished here. It's special, and I'll get back to special in a minute. First of all, I want to say thank you to Chris McIntosh. The journey was quick, swift, and convincing. He was directed in what he was looking for. Jason King's been phenomenal, the administration, the support, as far as turning a page from Wednesday to now where we're at today. It's a short step in a long journey that we're all gonna go through, but it's gonna be one that we're gonna do together. And people have asked me, why Wisconsin? I've been fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of really good people in my life. And so I've had some opportunities because some young men, just like these young men are going to do, has taken myself and my staffs previously on journeys that I can draw from. And we've been in special places, just like where we're going to go. And people have asked, why Wisconsin? And I said, because it is Wisconsin. Going all the way back when I was in 8th grade and I was sitting at old Ralph Engelstad Arena, not the ones that some of you guys have experienced, and watching the Wisconsin band own Engelstad Arena and play the fight song and play what Wisconsin's all about, which is special. Second thing with that, it comes out, I get named, have the opportunity, and all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up. And one of the first phone calls I had was from Donnie Granato. Had an opportunity to work with Donnie during the Olympics, and he called and he said, "Hey, Steve, I know you can't get back to me right now, but I want to let you know, welcome to the Badger family." And then soon after that, all of a sudden, alumni started kicking back, and newbies like myself, Coach Fickle. Not like he doesn't have anything to do right now. He's a bit busy, but he took the time to say, you know what, welcome to the family. And as they kept going, all of a sudden my phone rang and I saw it was a 608 number, and I picked it up. It was a men's soccer coach. He says, "Coach, I've been here for a year. I just want to welcome you to the Badger family, and if you and your family need a little direction because I'm a newbie here and you're going to be one, please give me a call. Here's my number." And then Greg Gard And one that blew me away is Jennifer Mnookin gave me the first on Wisconsin. That was chilling. But at the end of the day, when you start talking about what we're talking about here, about being special, it is a lot greater than what we're going to do on the hockey rink. It's about taking advantage of what a student athlete has the opportunity to drive them in a direction that's going to last them a lifetime. And it's not about what you do with the puck. It's not what you do without the puck. It's not even the wins and losses. And the opportunity that we talked about in our meeting the other day was this. The impact that this facility, the city of Madison, has had already in a short few days for my wife, my daughter, myself. I just told them, hey guys, we're gonna turn the lights on a little brighter so every time we walk in the building, we understand how special this place is. You look at the ones that have come before us, the athletes, the NHLers, the All-Americans, the Hobey Baker winners. That motivates you before you get in the locker room. And then you start thinking about what we have to do as a group to honor the ones that have paved the path that we get to go on now. The faculty, the administration, the head coaches that were here before me. I had an opportunity to work with Mike Eves when I was at St. Cloud State. I had an opportunity to work with, and again, Coach Sauer, you want to talk about special? He gave me my first opportunity with Lou Vero in USA Hockey. And so I had an opportunity to be around him and some of the things that he's put up in this building that have lasted forever. And so when you start talking about it, yeah, it's special. Why? Family. It's important. It's important. I told the guys today, and even last night, I said one of the things that I want to make sure happens is that you understand my beautiful wife, Jean Ann, my daughter, Hannah, my son's not able to be here. They're the most important part of my day, every day. And I told the guys when we were talking in the locker room, it really was in our video room, I said, fellas, I expect your family to be the most important piece in your life too. But after that, after what I have witnessed here in a few short days, I'm going to ask them to invest just like I'm going to invest, my family's going to invest. It's in the Badger family because it's special and it's all inclusive. So many people have reached out and showed us what I think the next step's going to be for us, and we just have to follow their lead. And it's making sure that we put things first that need to be first, the family first, and then our Badger family. So I'm incredibly excited about having the opportunity to honor the ones that have come before us. The players, the alumni, the coaches, the administration, the community, the faculty. We've got to continue to give back to this university because another reason I think this is special, there aren't many places in your life that you can experience where you can have it all. We can have the athletic. We can have the social, the community. The education that prepares you to be in that top 1%. These young men are chasing a dream to play in the National Hockey League. One thing I told them is I said, that's a piece of it for us, men. It's not everything. Our job as an administration, as a university, is to prepare them for life. And that's one that we take very seriously. And so our idea, yes, we want to hang banners in this building, but we want to do what we really want to do, most importantly, is continue to produce young people that can fly the Badger flag, whether they're wearing a hockey jersey, out in the community, supporting the people when they need support. I'm proud to be the next head coach of this program. It's a special opportunity, and I want to let you know I'm going to cherish it every single day. So with that, as our chancellor said, on Wisconsin. Thank you.
Hey, Coach Hastings, it's Adam Burrish. I'm so proud and excited to have you part of the Badger hockey family. I remember playing against you when you coached the Omaha Lancers. I think it was your 2001 team that had 6 guys with more than 100 penalty minutes. Andy won the championship that year. Every time I played your teams, I was always scared I was going to get my ass kicked and I was going to lose the game. Your teams played tough. They were hard, but they played with a lot of skill and a lot of creativity, which I always admired. This is a great university. I know Coach Fickle's on his path for a national championship. Mark Johnson just won his 7th with the women's hockey team. Men's program has 6, and I'm confident that you'll be adding some more national championship jewelry to the hockey program's collection. And in 18 years, I got a prospect for you.
I wish we could see it. All right, Adam Burrish is a treat. Is he not, Mike?
You know what? He had a few penalty minutes against us, too. I just want to make that known.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the captain of our last national championship team. All right, so what's the last few days been like for you and your family?
Inspiring, I guess, would be the word that I'd say. Fast-moving, humbling. The opportunity to, in a short window, to have this community, this university, the fellow coaches, getting again an opportunity to see some of our guys and talk to them face to face today. I'm excited about what's in front of us because the impact you've already had on myself and our family at how special a place this is. Welcoming, genuine, caring, and providing an opportunity for us to go out and try and accomplish something every day that we're all going to take as sacred. So excited about it.
Yeah. When you first heard of the job and Wisconsin reached out, how quickly did it take you to say, oh, wait a minute, okay, I like this opportunity?
Well, now that I've got the job, it didn't take long at all. I mean what I say when it's a special place, and our guys that are here understand that. The guys that are coming in understand that. The alumni understand it. I've been in hockey for a while, and I've been blessed to take the avenue and have that provide for my family. And anybody at any time, going back to the days when I graduated in '84, if you talked about success, if you talked about what special looked like, there was a big red W attached to it. And so to have the opportunity to be a part of that is something that I definitely didn't want to pass.
Sure. Your record has been well documented. Chris McIntosh went through a little bit of it as well. But 25 years as a head coach, you've never had a losing season. So can you explain that for us, Mike?
Yeah, I've been surrounded by some very special people in my life. One, growing up as a coach where these guys are doing what they're doing right now. I had an opportunity to play for Herb Brooks at a day that was a little bit different. You and I were talking earlier about that. And so I had some mentors that along the way put a light on the road that gave me an opportunity to kind of move through, and support through junior ownership, being able to provide for the athletes what they need to be successful in their dailies, and then really recruiting unbelievable human beings and surrounding those human beings with a goal and a path so that they can get to where they want to get to. And been fortunate to have a lot of really good hockey players, but more importantly, a lot of really good human beings, and some staff people that I've worked with have shown me and continue to show me a better way to do things. Mm-hmm. I think you have to continue to adapt, and that's the same thing that I'm going to try and do here.
Sure. Some of your mentors, Don Lucia, Minnesota Golden Gophers. Bob Motzko, Minnesota Golden Gophers. Dean Blaze, North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Yeah, it's a different day and age, Mike, right? Yeah. It is. But they all meant a world to you, and as you mentioned, propelled you to where you are now. And the group of you is known as the Minnesota Mafia. So now you're topping over the border to Wisconsin.
Yeah, you know what? My daughter's boyfriend is reminding me of that because he has had to witness when I was on the Minnesota side, I was prideful about that. You know what? the one thing that's special about that group that you talked about, good human beings, phenomenal people, different journeys, peaks and valleys in their lives professionally, personally. But what they've always been is they've always been there. And when I've needed them, they've answered the phone, which I've had to do often. And I appreciate that. And I just think it's a value that we're going to have in our locker room from the start, which we already have. And just, I'm thankful to have the relationships that I've had with those guys because they've put me in a good spot.
Yeah. And we'd like to see you beat Bob Motzko and those Gophers, of course.
You know what I'm going to tell you, and Bobby's probably watching. We've done that a couple of times, but we need to do it a little more.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. Now we've mentioned your daughter Hannah, and she recently moved to McFarland. Did you help her move, or was that all Jean Ann's doing?
As usual, it was my wife doing the heavy lifting. You know what? No, it's this world sometimes deals you aces, sometimes deals you jokers, and that was an ace. She leaves, and I get a phone call, and now we got to get back with family. So very appreciative and look forward to our journey that we can go on as a family here in Madison.
All right. Mike, you have a good, strong group of returning players, a large incoming class as well. Tell the fans that are here and watching on BTN what your plans may be for this upcoming season. There's so many different things now involved in collegiate athletics, including the transfer portal. But I know fans are anxious to see this program win again on a consistent basis.
Yeah, we're just trying to get on the same page right now. I'm trying to learn about the young men. I told them in our meeting last night. It's a journey that I think our job as a staff, what we're supposed to do here is put them in a position to succeed. Lay some groundwork for them, support them, and understand that everybody on our staff, not just our hockey coaches, but anybody that has an opportunity for a touch with these guys, whether it's in the classroom, academically supporting them, training, understanding about what they want, and trying to make sure we eliminate every excuse that we possibly can on why we can't go get it done. And so for the people that are wondering, our journey started last night, and it's going to be one that's going to have some peaks and valleys, hopefully, a lot more peaks than valleys. And we've just really got to go to work. I'm trying to build relationships with these young men right now. I've reached out to almost all of our recruits, but not all of them, and I'll get that done tonight so that I can tell them how excited I am to have an opportunity to be their coach and give them an opportunity to succeed where they want to succeed. And so that doesn't give you everything. It just gives you our start. And we'll fill in the blanks between now and when that puck drops. And I can guarantee you we're going to be a group that you're going to be proud to follow.
I want to steal a couple of quotes here from Andy Baggett at UWBadgers.com, Todd Molesky from the Wisconsin State Journal. Dean Blaze said of Mike Hastings, he has a way of bringing out the best in people. Don Lucia said of Mike, demanding and fair. Some would say you're old school. Maybe you've mellowed over the years here, Mike?
I've had to. You know, I mean, and not from anything other than we ask our players to be accountable. We ask our players to be open to coaching. The old school piece of that is do it because I said so. That doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work in my house. It doesn't work in our locker room either. And I've told the guys, I'm okay with telling them the why. Because we don't want to have them do anything that they don't need to do, but we need them to do enough. And so explaining why and what we're doing and what their situation is, the open lines of communication is going to be imperative to our success. And I think it's a we game. And so the old school used to be do it because coach said so. And I've tried to adapt to that, and hopefully I can continue to adapt to help these guys reach where they want to reach.
Sure. First, also heard people describe you as fun, funny, right? Detailed, very detailed. Am I missing anything?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we can have fun going to work.
Please?
Yeah, right. I mean, there's enough in this world that can turn a a smile upside down to hurry without any direction from us. And so it's hard to be successful. So part of it's enjoying the journey, and yeah, I think you have to have some fun at it. You and I spent some time upstairs that I've enjoyed having a meet and greet with some of the other head coaches here at the university. It just keeps opening my eyes wider to how special a place this is. So I think you have to have some fun when you're going to work.
Yeah. You embrace the tradition here too, don't you?
It's impossible not to. But when you walk through those doors, and I shared this with the guys just because of one thing, I haven't had the pleasure of being able to walk through the doors as often as they have. And when you look and you see the history and you hear someone like Adam talk about it, and you see the texts that roll in, they're prideful of what they've accomplished previously. And our job is to try and get to that level on the ice, off the ice, in the classroom. But tradition, I think you've got to understand history if you're ever going to write your own. And so that's really what we're after.
What has motivated you throughout this? I mean, you're playing at St. Cloud. You have an injury. You have to stop your career, and then coaching. It's what you became as a coach.
Well, there wasn't a well laid out plan for that. It was one where, when you're younger, sometimes it's about survival. Survive the next day and get to the next opportunity. And because I was provided some opportunities to fail, which I did often when I took my first job with the Omaha Lancers in the USHL, and I've said this multiple times, one thing that if I could do it over, I'd write an apology letter to that entire team, because Mike Gensel left a phenomenal group of young men. And I think I squeezed every drop of fun out of the game of hockey for that group in one season. And we still had an opportunity to win a national championship at the end of the year, and it didn't happen. We lost in overtime. And what I've learned so often as we keep going is, you've got to adjust and go on the fly. So to me, it's about trying to get some direction and make sure that I understand we've got to be in the front seat driving, but it doesn't mean everybody's got to be in the back seat riding.
The Western Collegiate Hockey Association was a tremendous conference. The CCHA now is a very good conference. Now you're entering the Big Ten Conference. 10 years have gone by since Big Ten hockey began. What do you think of this conference?
It's outstanding. You look from top to bottom, you look at the Frozen Four right now. As with anything new, it takes some time. And guys, don't listen to this. It's not going to take us 10 years. My point is it takes some time. And, conference realignment, good or bad, depending on where you sit today, was one that changed the landscape of college hockey. The opportunities that these young men and the others in the Big Ten, they're taking advantage of those opportunities right now and utilizing the support they have to become the best version of themselves on the ice and off the ice. And I think it's a special conference just because if you want to talk about history and you want to talk tradition, just turn the pages back on the book of the Big Ten. So excited to be a part of it, and what it's going to mean for us being inclusive of that is what we have to write ourselves.
Sure. So after your career in the WCHA and CCHA, now joining the Big Ten, are there some different things you can do at Wisconsin that you maybe weren't able to do at Minnesota State? Are there other things that maybe more challenges because you're in a conference of the like of the Big Ten?
Yeah, I guess first of all, I'd say one thing. College hockey's a little unique. Very often you see in our sport, we're a team that might be 52nd, 53rd in the pairwise, beats somebody in the top 5. So the parity in our sport is different than others. And so conference alignment, I think, is important as far as building your book of business. You look at the amount of teams that are in the NCAA tournament this year from the Big Ten, talks about the quality of its conference. And so the one thing that I was fortunate at Minnesota State to find out is if you can get a collective group together and get them to buy into the we more than the me, you've got a chance to beat anybody. Now, I am going to say with what we have to offer, where you can get it all, a world-class education, world-class training, the opportunity to set yourself up when the game ends for you, which it ends for everybody. When you can take that and take advantage of it, what a way to get up and start your day. And so, to me, that's one thing that I think special, not only about the Big Ten, but more importantly, where we're sitting right here in Madison, and we want to take advantage of it every day.
All right. And finally for you, it's been 10 years since you actually last coached in this building with Minnesota State. You know what this building can bring to the program, to the young men on the ice, the fan involvement. I mean, that's why I do what I do, and you want to entertain and bring them back out, right?
I had an opportunity early today I think I met the Crease Creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of guys come bouncing in here, and they're excited about just, Coach, when's this getting started? What's your vision? When can we get back in here? Will you let us be a part of it? And absolutely, I think we've got to do everything we can to make sure that this is a difficult place to not only get points out of, but to win a hockey game. And so, we're all going to go on this journey together. And I want you to believe in what we stand for, whether we're in a jersey out here or we're out in the community, you're on campus. We're going to be a family, the Badger family. And so incredibly excited about what our journey is going to be.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and the new head coach of the Wisconsin men's hockey program, Mike Hastings.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Yep, my pleasure.
Mike is going to go and meet the reporters that have assembled here today. And if you'd like, you can stay in your seats here inside the Kohl Center and watch the press conference up on the big board. So thanks again so much for coming out. Great to see the guys. Can't wait to see you skate again in October. The season starts October 6th and 7th here at the Kohl Center. Go to uwbadgers.com to get your tickets. Again, thanks for coming out.